What's good, everybody? It's the Clownwood Cap Show. NFL Week 11. It's crazy. It's already Week 11 right now. It seems like Week 1 just happened. But the Thursday night football game, I had Tennessee Titans over Green Bay. It cashed out. My thing is with Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, he's done, dude. I think mentally, physically, he just doesn't want to be there. And I'm tired of the pouting of, oh, man, it just sucks here. Stop it, Aaron. I'm tired of it. And really, what we saw from Aaron on Thursday night, it was terrible. He missed a lot of receivers wide open down the middle. It just didn't look like Aaron Rodgers. It looks like Aaron Rodgers just wants to get paid and really doesn't want to do anything else. It looks it's terrible, man. I don't know what it is in Green Bay. Now, however, on the flip side, they didn't really do much to help Aaron Rodgers. I will give them that. They drafted a quarterback a couple years ago. They're drafting a bunch of nobodies really to help Aaron Rodgers offensively. It's just like, what is Green Bay doing? I think they need to fire the head coach, and I think Aaron Rodgers, he has to come up with something here. I mean, this game, clearly, he could have came back and won this game against Tennessee. I mean, they're only down by 2 possessions, and really, that's Aaron Rodgers. And they're just not throwing the ball much. Green Bay's becoming a run-first team, and that's not like Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is known for a pass-first team. That's what it is, but not anymore. So I think Aaron Rodgers, he's done, man. I mean, not overall done, but I just think this season it's over with. They're done. Green Bay is not going to make the playoffs this year. Pretty insane, right? But now Tennessee, however, Derrick Henry, he's the first running back right now to hit 1,000 yards. Look, Derrick Henry, he's a beast, man. He's an absolute beast. He went with McCaffrey to throw a touchdown and also to rush a touchdown in a game. Shout out to McCaffrey. Shout out to Derrick Henry, man. I mean, these guys, they're the top running backs in the league for a reason, man, and they get paid the big bucks for a reason. So shout out to Henry, man. I love him, dude. He's on my fantasy squad. He's putting up over 20 points a game, dude. So I can't complain with that. So shout out to Derrick Henry. Tennessee, you know, they're the hard-nosed football team. Run first. I'm going to run it down your throat. What are you going to do to stop it? You know, what are you going to do? Absolutely jack shit, nothing. You can't stop it. Derrick Henry's the best running back in the NFL, and really, it's a tragic story for Green Bay Packer fans. Your season is over. Better luck in 2023. Take off Tennessee Titans. And then I got my Indianapolis Colts at home playing against Philadelphia Eagles. Philly, they lost last week, and their first L was against Washington. And really, it made it seem like, hey, you know, Philly is beatable. Okay, they really are. And it starts with putting pressure on Jalen Hurts. You have to. Because if you're going to give Jalen Hurts time and even time to scramble out, it's not going to go well. It really isn't. So I think the Indianapolis Colts, they got to come up with a game plan here and stop Jalen Hurts. Now, offensively for the Indianapolis Colts, shout out to Jeff Saturday, head coach. Great coach. I love this pickup. You guys already know. I think, like I said, they're going to have the offensive line's going to have to block great, just like they did against the Raiders. But I think Jonathan Taylor, he's the X factor for the Colts. If Jonathan Taylor rushes for over 100 yards every single game here on out to the end of the season, I really believe that the Indianapolis Colts will win every game. I truly believe that. It starts with the run game. They got to do it. I've seen it too many times, even last year. The last 2 games of the season, dude, they just went away from Jonathan Taylor. Even when they're losing down over 14 points, it's like, oh, we're going to go away from Jonathan Taylor. No, Jonathan Taylor is the X factor. He's our best player, dude. Jonathan Taylor. So, you know, over 600 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. I think he's going to have a breakout game. Michael Pittman over 600 yards receiving and a touchdown. And really, Matt Ryan played his best game last weekend. Really looked great, and he had more time. So I think that's an X factor as well. I can't wait for this game, dude. I really think this game is going to come down to the wire. You know, am I going to go Indianapolis Colts? I mean, they're my fan, but, you know, if I were to throw $1 million, I'd probably go Philly because they are the better team. But after watching them last week, against the Washington Commanders, the way they fumbled that, dude, I was just like, wait a minute. The Indianapolis Colts got a shot. They got a shot. Like I said, Jonathan Taylor's the X factor. You know, Philly, they're going to come out. Jalen Hurts, 14 touchdowns, 3 picks. Miles Sanders, 6 touchdowns, over 700 yards rushing. And then A.J. Brown, 725 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns. He did have a quiet game last weekend, but I just think, you know, Philly, they're going to bring it. They are really going to bring it, but you know what? I'm going to go Indianapolis Colts with the upset here. I think Coach Jeff Saturday's got an excellent game plan, and it starts with Jonathan Taylor on the offensive line. Same thing on the defense. They got to put pressure on Jalen Hurts, so I think the Colts can really get the dub. They really can. If they come out composed, just like they did against the Raiders, look, I think this game's going to come down to the wire. I love the Colts by a field goal. I cannot wait for this game. 45.5 is the over-under. I probably lean more towards the under right now. That's difficult, but I'm telling you, I think the Colts, dude, they can do it. And it starts with JT, so take off Indianapolis Colts. I'm thinking back-to-back losses for Philly, so take off Indianapolis Colts with the upset alert of the week right here. And then we got the Chicago Bears versus the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are 3-point favorites. This makes sense, but you know what? I'm going to go Bears here. I think Justin Fields, he had a great game last weekend. I think that's going to carry over. He's going to be the X factor in this game, and I think he's going to have a great game. Yes, he does have 12 touchdowns and 7 picks. He also has 749 yards rushing and 6 rushing touchdowns. So I think Justin Fields, dude, if he continues to play like this, eventually the Bears are going to start to win and get in the win column, and I think they can. Whereas Atlanta, they're kind of one-dimensional in a way. You know, even though Drake London over 400 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns, he's a balling out. Marcus Mariota, 12 touchdowns, 7 picks this year. Tyler Ellinger, 443 yards rushing and a touchdown. But I just think looking at the Bears right now, the way they lost last week and the way Justin Fields played, I really believe that the Bears can get this dub here. And it starts with Justin Fields. If he plays great, doesn't throw dumb throws and dumb interceptions, they will win this game. So I'm going to go Chicago Bears in a close one. 49 is the over-under. I'll probably go with the over, but I love the Chicago Bears over the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. This is going to be a shootout. And then we got the Cleveland Browns versus the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 8-point favorites. They lost to Minnesota last week in a crazy overtime game. That was definitely game of the year. It was insane. And I think that this is for Buffalo to get back in it, right? You're 6-3 right now. You were preseason favorites to win it all. You got all that hype, but I really believe in Buffalo. I do. And it starts with Josh Allen. And Josh Allen, look, we have to understand, he did lose them the game. They really did. I mean, you're up 27-10, and Josh Allen throws a pick, throws another pick. It's just, you know, it goes on and on. But, you know, I believe in Josh Allen. I think he can really lead Buffalo Bills to new heights. And it starts right here, right now in this game. And you're playing against the Browns. So this should be really a gimmick. The Browns are one-dimensional, have a great run game in Nick Chubb, over 900 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns. So Nick Chubb's a baller. Amari Cooper, 5 touchdowns, 585 yards receiving. I just think this game's supposed to be snowy, right? But I still going with Buffalo. I'll even take the 8 point to me is kind of a lot, though. It really is. In this kind of conditions, the weather, the snow, I would say 5 or 6 points, yeah. But 8 is a lot. But you know what? Even though I don't like it, I'll take it because of Josh Allen. 10 touchdowns. 10 picks and 20 touchdowns for Josh Allen. He also has 476 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. And obviously his favorite target, Stephon Diggs. 985 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. So I think they're going to kind of break it out here. And I think Josh Allen's going to rush for a lot of yards here. I would say over 100 yards dealing with the snow and everything. So I like the Buffalo Bills at home. And I think Buffalo will go 7-3 after this weekend, which is huge for them. They do not want to lose this game, especially to the Browns at home, dude. No way. No excuses. So I like the Buffalo Bills at 8. I'll give you that. 49.5 is the over-under. I'll probably go with the under because of the weather. But I love the Buffalo Bills over the trash Cleveland Browns. And then we got the New York Jets versus the New England Patriots. Patriots are 3.5 point favorites, which it does make sense. They play great at home. They typically play the Jets well. So, you know, it would make sense to go New England Patriots. But on the flip side, you know, we have to give credit to Zach Wilson this year. Even though he does have 5 picks and 4 touchdowns, look, the Jets are 6-3 right now. To whereas I thought they'd be 3-6, dude. So the Jets are doing something right, okay? And it starts with their defense. So that's why they're good right now. And obviously Garrett Wilson, their star receiver, 2 touchdowns, over 500 yards receiving. And I think Zach Wilson and Garrett are going to go to each other a lot this game, which they need to. And then you got Mac Jones, 4 touchdowns, 7 picks this year. And then Stevenson on my fantasy squad, he's got 4 touchdowns, 618 yards rushing. And I think it's going to be the Patriots here. It's hard for me to bet against the Patriots in this time of the year at home right now. So, whereas I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets do win. The way they've been playing and the way they've been winning games this year, it wouldn't be surprising to me. But I'm going New England Patriots at home. I just think Coach Bill Belichick, he's just too smart for that. So I'm going to go New England Patriots at home. 38 is the over-under. I'll probably go with the over, but I love the New England Patriots at 3.5, beating the Jets in a close one. And then we got the LA Rams versus the New Orleans Saints. Saints are 3-point favorites. What a disappointing year for the LA Rams. I mean, you guys just won the Super Bowl. Now you're 3-6, about to be 3-7. This is terrible, dude. You guys are not even going to make the playoffs this year. That's the reality for the LA Rams. Wow, it sure did come around quick, right? You guys just won the Super Bowl. Now you're not even going to make the playoffs. How trash is that? And I'm looking at the quarterback, Matt Stafford. He missed out last week from a hurt vagina, and now, he will play this week. He will, and his star receiver, Cooper Kupp's out with that right ankle sprain, which, I kind of feel bad for Cooper Kupp because they put everything on Cooper Kupp. Offensively, so many touches for the receiver. It's just like, man, when can Cooper Kupp get a break? Sean McVay, when can Cooper Kupp get a break? So, obviously, right now he's going to be sidelined for at least a month. So, I think it's over for you guys. Your best player's out. And now you got Stafford, who's an average quarterback, dude, who happened to win a Super Bowl last year because his team was great, dude. Like, he had a great defense. And now this year, it's like, dude, how are they 3-6 right now? How are the Rams on the outside looking in, dude? Like, this is a must-win game for the Rams, okay? Stafford, 8 touchdowns, 8 picks, subpar. Saints are starting Andy Dalton, 11 touchdowns, 7 picks. But you know what? I'm going to go Rams here. It's hard for me to bet on Andy Dalton and the Saints, dude. I just think Andy Dalton, really? Out of all quarterbacks? Dude, no way. So I'm going to go Rams. I think Stafford's a little bit better, obviously. But I'm going to go LA Rams in a close one because this is a must-win game for them. You have to win. If the Rams lose this game, they're definitely 100% out of the playoffs. But I like the Rams. I like them. I do. So I'm going to go Rams with the underdog. 39 is the over-under. That's difficult to really decide. But I love the Rams over the Saints. And then we got the Detroit Lions versus the New York Giants. Giants are 3-point favorites. This could be an upset alert game. It really can. The Lions have surprised a lot of people this year. And Jared Goff, 15 touchdowns, 7 picks. He's really been playing well. He really has. Jamal Williams, over 600 yards rushing and 9 touchdowns. And then you got Daniel Jones, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks, been playing solid. And then one of the best running backs in the league, Saquon Barkley, 931 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. Look, I love Saquon. And I'm going to go Giants at home, even though this could be an upset alert game. It really can. I can see the Lions winning this game, but I think the X factor for the Giants, just like it has been all season, is Saquon Barkley. If he's going to get a lot of touches in the flow of the game, I like Saquon. So I'm going to go New York Giants over the Lions. I'll take the 3 points. I'll even give you 4. 45 is the over-under. I'll probably lean more towards the over because I think Saquon's going to have a great game. I really do. I think he's going to rush for over 100 yards, a couple touchdowns, and the Giants are going to break out this game. So I like the New York Giants to win this game. And then we got the Carolina Panthers versus the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 13-point favorites. Coming off a bye week, I like the Ravens. Now, 13 points, that's a lot to me. That is a little too much. I don't know why, but it's just like, why is that so much, dude? 13 points? I don't get it, dude. I really don't. But, I'll still go Ravens. I'll probably go Ravens money line, though. The 13 is just way too much. Even though the Panthers are trash, they were really trash. But anything can happen on any given Sunday. Lamar, X factor. As far as Lamar's going to take them, they will go to the Super Bowl if Lamar's going to have that type of level in the playoffs. So I believe in Lamar. I really do. 16 touchdowns, only 6 picks this year. Lamar also has 635 yards rushing and 2 rushing touchdowns. And his favorite target, Mark Andrews. 5 touchdowns, 488 yards receiving. I think he'll be back in the lineup as well. So the Ravens, this is another game that you guys should win. Clearly, I give them a 95% chance to win this game because I believe in Lamar. I really do. And a lot of people like to say, oh, he's not a good pocket passer, whatever, and this and that. Look, at the end of the day, who else does Lamar have besides Mark Andrews? Can you guys name 2 receivers on there? Exactly. It's crazy, right? Just like, what have they done for Lamar? You know what I'm saying? But I think Lamar's about to take off, and this is his time to take off. And this is why I think Lamar will win MVP right here, right now, all the way up to the end of the season. He's just going to ball out, and that's what Lamar is going to do. And I think the Ravens can win out. They really can. So I like the Ravens all day against the Panthers. Take off Lamar. Lamar's going to rush for over 100 yards, pass for over 200 yards. I can't wait, man. So I like Lamar. 41.5 is the over-under. I'll probably lean more towards the over because I think Lamar's going to have a heyday here. So I really do. So take off Ravens. And then we got the Washington Commanders versus the Houston Texans. We saw the Washington Commanders upset Philly last weekend. Huge upset. And I think, I'm going to go Washington here, dude. Why would I? I wouldn't be surprised, though, if the Texans do upset them. That'd be crazy, right? Crazy sequence. But I'm going Washington here. Why? Because of Taylor Heineke in the run game with Brian Robinson Jr. and obviously the passing game with Terry McLaurin out of Indianapolis. Shout out to Terry McLaurin. 2 touchdowns, 737 yards receiving. Taylor Heinicke last week against Philly, 211 yards passing. He did enough to get the dub, and they won. They won, dude. It was crazy. And Brian Robinson Jr. over 300 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns this year. I think he's going to be their back to go now. I think he's going to be their number one back, and he's going to take off. So I like the Washington to beat the Texans. The Texans are one-dimensional, a great run team, a run game, and that's it. You know, Dameon Pierce, 772 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. Davis Mills, 11 touchdowns, 9 picks. But Houston, they just don't have enough. They really don't. So I'm going to go the Washington Commanders here all day. I think Taylor Heinicke's going to have a good game. Terry McLaurin and the run game's going to do great. So I'm going to take the Washington team at 3. 40.5 is the over-under. That's tricky. I'll probably go with the over here. Why? Because I think Washington's going to score a lot of points this game. I really do. Over 30. So I like the Washington to beat the trash Houston Texans. And then we got the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Denver Broncos, a matchup between two trash teams, which is kind of silly, right? Because I thought these two teams would be playoff contenders. Now they're at the end, dude. It's crazy. Even though the Broncos are 2.5-point favorites, it's hard for me to bet on Russell Wilson right now. It really is. He looks sluggish. He kind of looks like Aaron Rodgers, dude. Doesn't want to be there. Doesn't have really the passion right now. I don't know. The offensive line's trash. I don't know what's going on in Denver, but they're trash right now. Russell Wilson, 7 touchdowns, 5 picks. And really, that's not like Russell Wilson dude. Russell Wilson's normally known for, scoring a lot of touchdowns and doing crazy stuff, but Russell Wilson hasn't done any of that right now. So it's crazy, but I'm going with the Raiders here. I'm going with the Raiders with the upset. I think Derek Carr, 13 touchdowns, 5 picks this year. I think, this is his game to shine here. I have no idea why the Las Vegas Raiders are terrible this year. They have so much talent. Devontae Adams, the top receiver in the league, yet they can't get anything going. Josh Jacobs, another great running back, over 800 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 8 touchdowns this year, almost 800 yards receiving. So, from the stat-wise, it's man, the Raiders, they're great this year, only lost 2 games. No, it's the opposite, dude. It's crazy. I don't know what it is. I think they should fire their head coach and start with a new coach, a new scheme, a younger coach. I really do. I think, dude, I don't know what it is with the Raiders. Why are you guys so bad? You guys have so much talent on there, and their defense is terrible right now. But, I'm betting against the Broncos because I haven't seen anything offensively with Russell Wilson, dude. It's been terrible. He hasn't been doing anything. So I'm going to go to Las Vegas Raiders in Denver with the upset. 41.5 is the over-under. I'll probably go with the under. I definitely would go with the under because Denver isn't putting up crazy numbers. Neither is Raiders, but I'm going Las Vegas Raiders over the Denver Broncos. And then we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. Cowboys are 1.5-point favorites. This surprises me. Well, how are the Cowboys favorites, dude? Minnesota just got a huge win, and I think, honestly, the Minnesota Vikings right now are the hottest team in the NFL by a long shot. They are the hottest team, and I'm going to go Minnesota at home, dude, against the Cowboys. Cowboys cough one up against Green Bay. So I like Minnesota, even though I could see Cowboys winning this game if they stick to their P's and Q's and play the Dallas Cowboy football that they've been playing. Smash mouth. I'm going to run the ball, and I'm going to tackle the quarterback and put crazy pressure on the quarterback. That's the Dallas MO. But it hasn't been like that recently, so I'm going to go Minnesota. Kirk Cousins, 14 touchdowns, only 8 picks. Dalvin Cook, 727 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. And then Justin Jefferson, over 1,000 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson is going crazy right now. And I think, what are they going to do? Are they going to have an answer? I can't wait to see that matchup, dude, with Diggs. I can't wait. But, on the flip side, the Cowboys, they got to come to play. Dak Prescott this year, he's got to – this is his game right here. This is a key game for Dak. This is going to decide if the Cowboys are really legit this year going into the playoffs. I don't know. Tony Pollard, over 600 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, 706 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns. I mean, this is an epic matchup. It's really a coin flip to me, a 50-50, but I'm going to go Minnesota because they're the hotter team right now. And Kirk Cousins is playing well. Justin Jefferson going crazy right now, going bananas. So I'm going to go Minnesota. And 48 is the over-under. I probably lean more towards the over, but I definitely like Minnesota at home with Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook and those guys. I'm going Minnesota all day with the upset over the Dallas Cowboys. This is definitely the game of the week. I'm going Minnesota. And then we got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cincinnati is 4-point favorites, and it starts with Joe Burrow. Coming off a bye week, this is a must-win game for you guys. Even though this is kind of a classic matchup, I want to see Cincinnati win here. So I'm going to go Cincinnati at 4. Joe Burrow, 18 touchdowns, 6 picks. Ja'Marr Chase, he is still out. He'll probably be back within a month. But, that's a huge loss. But on the flip side, Pittsburgh, they haven't got really anything going. No run game, and Kenny Pickett, 8 interceptions with 2 touchdowns. So there's a lot of work to do with with Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, so much work to do, and the run game really hasn't been there. It's been irrelevant. So I'm going to go Cincinnati Bengals coming off a bye. You guys had so much time to prepare. No excuses. I'm going Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow over the Pittsburgh Steelers in a close one. 40.5 is the over-under. Probably more towards the under, but I definitely like Cincinnati and Joe Burrow to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the LA Chargers. Kansas City Chiefs are 5-point favorites, and it starts with Patrick Mahomes. He's the MVP frontrunner right now. 25 touchdowns, only 7 picks. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, 740 yards receiving and 8 touchdowns. Look, Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, these guys are legit. This is a classic matchup, young quarterback versus young quarterback. Then you got Justin Herbert, 14 touchdowns, 6 picks this year. Mike Williams, he's questionable with the ankle injury. That's a key factor as well for that receiving core for the Chargers. And then Austin Eckler, 451 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. But you know what? I'm going to go Kansas City here, man. I think Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, what they're doing, dude, they're doing some crazy stuff right now. So I think he's going to ball out yet again. This is going to be a classic matchup. But I think Kansas City's only going to win by like 3 or 4. I really do. I think this game's going to be super close. It's going to be interesting. And then obviously Juju is out with that concussion. That's kind of karma, right? We saw what happened years ago, dude. Years ago, he blindsided. I forget the dude's name. He was on Cincinnati. But anyway, it was just a crazy sequence. But it all came back around. Karma is real. Let me tell you, it is real. So Juju, he's out. But I like Kansas City. Starting with Patrick Mahomes, take off. Kansas City all day. 52 is the over-under. I'd probably go with the over, right? I mean, these two offenses can throw the ball. Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, they love to throw the ball. So I think going with the over makes sense to me, but I definitely like Kansas City at 5, even though I think Kansas City is only going to win by like 3. But I like Kansas City. And then we got the Monday Night Football game, the San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. San Francisco 49ers, 8-point favorites here. It's interesting, right? But I'm definitely going San Francisco, man. I think Jimmy G, he's due for a big game here. 11 touchdowns, only 4 picks this year. But I think the biggest game yet is going to be Deebo Samuel and McCaffrey right here. Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, these guys right here, they're duos. I mean, they can do it all. They can go out and receive. They can run the ball. They can do so many dynamic things. So I think 49ers are going to mix it up with them too. And I expect them to have a great game. So I'm going San Francisco here. And on the flip side, Arizona, Hopkins is definitely their only guy right now. Marquise Brown is questionable. He's still out. I don't think he'll be back just yet. But Kyler Murray, 12 touchdowns, 6 picks. 359 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. I just think looking at it style-wise, it's just like, man, San Francisco makes sense to me. They're a better run team. They can throw the ball a little better and play definitely better defense than the Arizona Cardinals. So I definitely like San Francisco, but I go money line here. I think 8 is too much, so go money line San Francisco. Even though you're not getting the best money for your odds, I still like San Francisco money line over the Arizona Cardinals. But Week 11, definitely some interesting matchups here, but definitely my upset alert all weekend is definitely my Indianapolis Colts, baby, beating the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe in them. I truly do. So that's another upset alert game. And then Minnesota with the dub over the Dallas Cowboys. I cannot wait. That's the best game all weekend. It's the Clown with Cam show. Let's go!